today.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is FoxyDude98 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today on my channel. Today we are back with round 13 on my F1 2016 Career Mode Season 2 with Mercedes-Benz here for the Belgian Grand Prix. And as you can see, we've got a new part fitted to the car, which is the drag, which is redesigned brake ducts, which means that we're going to be getting better airflow through the brake ducts, giving us a lot more straight line speed. If you do enjoy today's video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you have yet to subscribe to my channel before. And speaking of subscriptions, I did check after my live stream on Battlefield 1 yesterday that I've actually gone past 400 subscribers on YouTube. You'll see a thing on my screen right now showing that I have now got 410 subscribers on YouTube. So to every single one of you that has been a subscriber and has recently subscribed to my channel, I thank you very much for subscribing and making me past 400 subscribers. It is a low target, yes, okay, I'm a small YouTuber, but I'm starting to grow a bit more gradually now, and I'm glad that I'm able to entertain a lot of people, and people seem to be recognizing my channel and actually want to watch my videos. Really does mean a hell of a lot to me. So to every single one of you that has subscribed, I really do thank you so much for being here and being so supportive on my channel. I really can't thank you guys enough. And if there is a specific special video that you'd like me to do for reaching 400 subscribers, if you wouldn't mind leaving those in the comment section down below, I'll have a look at them and see if there's any sort of video you want me to do as like a special 400 subscribers special video. So I hope to see some suggestions there. And again, thank you so much for being such awesome fans and supporting the channel so much. So yeah, really do thank you so much. But as we can see then, we're going into the practice sessions now. We got maximum points on the track acclimatization. We actually got a green going up Eau Rouge. I had a bit of understeer on that practice lap. Tyre wear test, we did it perfectly, getting 3 purples and then a green on our lap. And then here on the qualifying simulation run, we beat that target time as well to give us maximum 150 resource points, And we also did all of the team objectives, which you get 25 extra resource points for doing. So we got the maximum 175 resource points or whatever was available for us. We got all the resource points available, which is absolutely awesome. So now, as you can see, we get the session goals in qualifying for Emma, which is just going to be qualify on the front row, beat Ricciardo, beat Hamilton. There you go, on your screens, sorted. Moving on. So let's get into qualifying then. So as you can see, into Q1 we go. Felipe Nasser is in front of us. A little bit of a distraction if I was honest, but he wasn't really that much of a problem. He was too far in front. I didn't need to like make an overtake anywhere on my lap to get past Felipe Nasser. And we come through and we set the fastest lap in Q1, comfortably getting us through into Q2, which we should be doing. We're in a Mercedes, so we should be getting into Q3 every single time. Down into Q2 we go here. Sebastian Vettel sets the fastest lap of the qualifying session in Q2 on the soft tyres. I've had a really scruffy lap on these super soft tyres. I've barely hit the apexes in any of the middle sector, and that dropped me very far down to P7 for Q2, but I was looking confident going into Q3. And into Q3 we come here, and this is going to be the start of our lap here. So as you can see, we're making the run now down towards La Source. I don't show the entire of this lap just because it's such a long lap anyway, but we're coming down to La Source, and as you can see, we get that nice and perfect here, hitting the apex. So now we're making the long run down towards Eau Rouge here. So a very difficult corner. Eau Rouge, one of the hardest corners to master in the game. You can see we climbing up Eau Rouge. They're perfectly executed through Eau Rouge, and down the Camel Straight with the DRS wide open, as we've had a very strong start to this lap here, and all looking good for us as we make our way down towards now the end of the lap here, braking hard down into the bus stop chicane. We nail the first apex there, coming around the second part of the bus stop chicane, nailing the second apex there, DRS wide open. You can see we are going towards the line there, and we go and set the fastest lap of Q3, which in the end of it gets us pole position by nearly half a second round this track. So I've got a lot of speed here. So we're going to be starting this race from pole position, and a recommendation was that I give this race a go on Ultimate AI, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So the race is going to be very challenging this time, so I hope you guys do enjoy that. You can see here we are beating Ricciardo in the rivalry, and in the driver position we go up to the top. Listening to the objectives now from Emma. She is going to give us the objectives for the race, which you'll see on your screens, and once you see those, we're going to get straight into the Belgian Grand Prix. So let's get into it.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Anthony Davidson is alongside me today. It's nice and dry up here in the commentary box. How are you, Ant? Hope you're well. Looking forward to the race?
I'm very well, thank you, Crofty. I forgot my umbrella on the way to the box, so I'm a bit soggy, but I'm sure I'll dry out soon enough. It's going to be an interesting race in these conditions. Obviously, you can pretty much throw the form book out the window when it starts raining, and the focus moves away from pure aerodynamic efficiency and more towards the balance of setup and definitely maintaining tyre temperature.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Mercedes in pole position then, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, and Raikkonen, Massa, Perez, Hülkenberg, and Roman Grosjean, Alonso, Button, Esteban Gutierrez, and Harry Anto, Wehrlein, Kvyat, Carlos Sainz, and Kevin Magnussen, Palmer and Ericsson, Felipe Nasser and Valtteri Bottas starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright then, so as you can see, we are now on the grid here for the Belgian Grand Prix, and as you can see, it's going to be raining for the first part of this Grand Prix, but it's expected to dry out. Now, when it's going to dry out, we're not actually 100% sure, so we're just going to have to look into it. But as you can see, starting from pole position, we get away on this formation lap here. Lewis Hamilton starting alongside us with Max Verstappen close behind as we make our way towards La Source now. Again, we're not going to be showing much of the lap here. Starting off my lap nice and slowly as I warm up the tyres here. But as you can see, we are now on the grid for the Belgian Grand Prix. We've got 5 red lights here in Belgium, and it is lights out and away we go here in Spa-Francorchamps. And we get a decent start, beating Lewis Hamilton off the line, as we haven't done in many occasions, making the break down into La Source. Short run into turn 1, but we get there nice and perfect. A little bit wide on the exit of La Source, as Lewis Hamilton follows us on as we go the charge down towards Eau Rouge. We've got the car in stand and fuel mixture, and we're now going to be making the run up Eau Rouge as we speak now. Going a little bit wide into the first part of Eau Rouge, just trying to creep our way up Eau Rouge, but we do it perfectly there. A little bit shaky on the exit there onto the curb, but we've already built ourselves a gap as Lewis Hamilton has dropped down the order straight away. A lot of problems going up Eau Rouge for some of the drivers behind me, and that's given me a small gap already to start this race off. 2.2 seconds to be precise, so some chaos going up Eau Rouge, and that's given us perfect, well, it's just perfect for us. Ricciardo now dropping down the order with Verstappen and Vettel into third place now. So pretty interesting stuff as we make our way round this difficult middle sector, which definitely caused me problems throughout the entire weekend. So we definitely needed to work on that, especially in these wet conditions. It was going to be a lot harder for us, but so far a very good start for us. We are clearly in front of Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel, and it's Kimi Raikkonen now even, so it's just all happening behind us and nothing going on where we are at the moment, as we are coming now down towards what is near the end of the middle sector here. And we're coming towards this difficult little chicane. I went wide in the right-hander, went a little bit too much on the left-hand. You can see I'm braking hard now down into what I believe is Stavelot corner. Yes, this is Stavelot, and as we're making our way towards, I believe this is the second part of Stavelot. Yeah, a little bit wide there, you can see, getting the car on the curb, losing the back end here. The gap's 2 seconds, lost 2/10 there in the middle sector to Max Verstappen. Now we're making the charge towards on this final sector here as we make our way through Blanchimont, coming up right now, this difficult left-hander. Blanchimont completed and sorted there, and now we're making the charge down towards the chicane here, the bus stop chicane, which is all navigated perfectly. A little bit wide there, locking up the rear brakes as we try and get these car working in these intermediate conditions. Chucking the car into rich mixture, and that's going to be it for the end of the first lap. Fastest lap for myself here, and the gap is about 1.6 seconds at the end of the first lap between me and Max Verstappen. Let's get a replay of the start then, see what happened behind and see what caused the chaos. So we got a very, very good and clean start, able to cut right into the racing line for La Source, which was perfect. Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, was still behind me at this point, and yeah, I need to find out what happened with him. So as we make the charge toward coming up Eau Rouge, Hamilton sort of takes the inside into Eau Rouge. He actually goes wide there, locks up. You can see how he's just gone completely wide, and Ricciardo's gone straight past him straight away, or Max Verstappen, one of the two. And then all of a sudden, there's just complete chaos behind, with about 5 cars all trying to go at the same speed towards each other. We're breaking down towards now, I can't remember the name of this corner, but look at that, there's like 6 or 7 cars there, all just having a complete kerfuffle over the positions, whilst we're just out in front avoiding all the trouble and drama that's happening. And you can see there's now Verstappen, and there's Raikkonen, and there's Vettel, all just complete chaos down there. And my teammate Lewis Hamilton suffered badly, and I do believe he actually spun or something, got forced off the track, because at this point Hamilton was no longer in the points. So he started on the front row and he's not in the points, so that's terrible for Mercedes. However, it's perfect for the Drivers' Championship, because if Hamilton's not scoring points at the moment, we're going to be gaining a full 25 points on him. But we haven't even completed the first, well, we completed the first lap. We've still got another 10 to go. So it's not over until until we get over the line onto the checkered flag. You can see this is where I made a small little bit of a mistake, and then we're coming now down towards the Stavolo corners here. I run a little bit wide on the entrance to the first part of Stavolo, and then the second part of Stavolo I do quite nicely, and then I get onto the curb here, losing the back ends as we make the charge down towards Blanchimont and the bus stop chicane. But you can see the gap that me and Verstappen, I've got over Verstappen, but he is starting to already close that in. As like I said before at the end of qualifying, I'm giving this race a go on Ultimate AI to see what it's like, and I'll prove at the end that this was done on Ultimate for those that start asking the question. So as you can see, then we're coming now down past the bus stop and through the finish line. Nicely done there. Skipping on now to lap 3 of the Grand Prix, Felipe Nasser has unfortunately retired from this Belgian Grand Prix, and we're going to go find out what happened to him. So there's Lewis Hamilton actually behind this entire scrap. So Hamilton's dropped miles down, but making the charge down towards Eau Rouge here, Nasser's engine explodes, and that's the end of his race. Unfortunate for Felipe Nasser, but we've got some things to worry about. Lap 4 of the Grand Prix, we're coming up Eau Rouge now, and we do make a little bit of a fuss of it, to be honest, and we go super cutting corners everywhere, to be honest. And now we're making a charge up there, down the Kemmel Straight here. Max Verstappen moves to the right-hand side of the circuit, has a little nose at us, but Max Verstappen just can't quite get the move done, and we stay right behind stay in front of Max Verstappen until the end of the Kemmel Straight, and we still maintain the lead on Max Verstappen, so we're all good at the moment here in this Belgian Grand Prix. But no doubt, the Dutchman himself, who's got a lot of support down here in Belgium, as we saw in the real-life Grand Prix, although that was an absolute shambles of a race in real life for Max Verstappen, is going to be giving us a lot of pressure. Of course, Red Bull being the second fastest car on the grid right now, definitely is going to make sure that they keep us in close proximity throughout this entire race. And of course, with only me in contention at the moment, it's going to be difficult. On to lap 5 of the Grand Prix, Max Verstappen actually lost a bit of his front wing at the end of the second lap, and that's put him under pressure here. So as we come down the Kemmel Straight, you can see behind us, Kimi Raikkonen actually goes for a little move on Max Verstappen. Unfortunately, I had the camera angle on myself. Should have really had it on Raikkonen here. Down into the end of the Kemmel Straight here, Raikkonen actually gets the move done on Max Verstappen. So a little bit of action going on behind me as Verstappen now starting to struggle with some understeer thanks to a broken front wing, in which he ran a little bit wide at the exit of the bus stop chicane and lost a bit of his front wing there. So bad stuff from Verstappen there. Moving on to lap 6 of the Grand Prix, Verstappen is holding up Ricciardo, who actually has now got in front. But now comes a little bit of a mini onslaught, we must say, and it's all coming out of this Stavolo corner. So let's get onto the onslaughts here. So Raikkonen right behind us now as we make the move, charging down towards Blanchimont, which we do there, and towards the bus stop chicane. And it was always in this part of the lap here where the onslaught of just pure pressure, and I really had to keep myself together, work my engine mixture perfectly to keep the guys behind me. And you'll see it here as we now make the entrance into Stavolo once again, further on into the Grand Prix, and Raikkonen's still right there. And it was on this exit here, I always went onto that curve and I always lost the back end of the car, and I really did struggle with it. Raikkonen's going to move to the left hand side of the circuit. He has a little look, but I put the car into rich fuel mixture, definitely just to hold off, because they are so quick right now, the Ferrari and the Red Bulls, so I really needed to stay in front of them. Making the charge down into the bus stop chicane here, I get and stay in front of Kimi Raikkonen, but the onslaught just keeps on coming from the Ferrari driver, and another lap later, Raikkonen's back in the same position, coming for it. Ricciardo closing in on this scrap as well, as I really do struggle. And with the dry line, you can see the dry line forming, the intermediate tyres starting to go off a little bit in this phase of the Grand Prix. It's getting towards the crossover point, and it's really difficult to really navigate the way around the circuit. but Ricciardo now right on us. We're actually looking with Ricciardo for this perspective, and this is why. So as you can see, I'm flying through. Raikkonen just pulls off of the circuit. Look, he just pulls off. I don't know why. Like, he's not got an engine failure. He has nothing. He's just pulled off, and that's it. He's just stopped there. And I was so confused why he was doing that. But this is the race changer. Lap 8 of the Grand Prix. Same lap that Raikkonen stopped. We decided to come in. The engineer gave us a strategy just there. Super close. And we decided, let's go into the pits now. No one else has done it. We're going to go into the dry tyres. The super soft tyres. And this is the key strategy change. The DRS was enabled when we were coming around the bus stop chicane. I then instantly went into the pits and changed to the super soft tyres, which you see me put on there. The red mark super soft tyres. Now, no one else came into the pits. During this pit stop as well, Kimi Raikkonen actually got disqualified for stopping on the middle of the circuit for no reason. I have no idea why he just stopped. He just did. Now, coming out of the pits then, this is crucial. Did this strategy change work? Have we gone onto the super soft tyres too early, or have the intermediate drivers stayed out too long on their on the intermediate tyres? And will my dry tyres give me enough of an advantage to really go at these drivers who are on the inters? So we're going to find out now. So we're making the charge now down the Kemmel straight here, braking hard into this difficult corner here. Can't remember what it is called, unfortunately. And my next target in front of me is Felipe Massa, who is on the intermediate tyres, but you can already see how much I'm closing on Felipe Massa. We make a diving move down the inside here. Massa doesn't fight me at all for that position, so we stay in front of Massa, and now our chase is on the McLaren of Fernando Alonso. So it's actually strange. McLaren have been super quiet in my career mode this season. They only really had their success in China. They had an attack on me in the start of the season, and they got a 1-2 in China thanks to my engine, thanks to my puncture. But apart from that, McLaren have been really quiet this season. Not really doing much development work in the car, and definitely fallen down the order as the 4th fastest car now. No longer one of the fastest. So a little bit disappointed to see that, but we set the fastest middle sector of the entire Grand Prix so far, clearly showing that the pace is there, and I'm really making a pursuit onto Fernando Alonso, trying to get past him. So we're coming around Blanchimont now, and we've just got to try and stay with Alonso, but you can see the straight line speed I have got on Fernando Alonso. We make a diving move down the bus stop chicane here. Esteban Gutierrez is now out of the race. I believe that was an engine failure as well. We've actually got DRS here, and we do deploy it straight away. But you can see that Ricciardo and Vettel have only just come into the pits for their tyres. So we're breaking down into La Source. They're not even out of the pits yet. That call to go onto the super soft tyres was the perfect call. And you can see they're only just coming out of the pits now, and we're charging up Eau Rouge. We have gained an absolute mass of time over the rest of the field, and we have charged into the lead of this race, and we are miles ahead now of Ricciardo and Grosjean in 3rd, weirdly enough. But yeah, that pit stop call was perfect, and Hamilton goes into the pits now as well. But coming on then to the end of the, onto the final lap here, down into the bus stop chicane here now, just navigating the final corner. You can see Daniel Ricciardo is only just entering the bus stop chicane as we're out of it, and we come through and we win the Belgian Grand Prix. A brilliant result for myself here in Belgium. A great race overall, a lot of action, a lot of drama, and a perfect pit stop call to go on to the super soft tyres. Really did help us out in that Grand Prix, and we came through and we won it, and we come home and we do celebrate. And the question is now, guys, and I'm going to show you on the race classification, this race was completed on Ultimate AI, but if you have a look at the fastest laps that all the drivers set, I was about 2 seconds slower than the AIs. Question, should I continue to race on Ultimate AI even though I'm 2 seconds slower, or should I go back to Legend? I mean, this is my career mode in a sense that I want to feel comfortable driving. I just got the strategy perfect, but I don't honestly think I'm quick enough yet to race on Ultimate. But guys, let me know what you think. There's a lot of things to put in the comment section down below anyway. You've got to think of a for 400 subscribers special that you may want me to do. And of course, should I keep going on Ultimate? I'm going to stay on Ultimate for Italy because I'm comfortable around the Italian Grand Prix circuit anyway. We dominate it in the McLaren Honda. But as you can see, there is the full classification for you guys. Ricciardo 2nd, Vettel 3rd, Alonso and Gutierrez and everyone finishing. Hamilton not finishing in the points at all. So again, we have gained 25 points on him. Raikkonen there getting disqualified, so showing that when he stopped on the circuit for no reason, he did indeed get disqualified. And there is proof there. This race was completed on Ultimate. For those guys that think, no, this wasn't done on Ultimate AI, Foxy, you fucking liar. Nope, we did it on Ultimate. We raced on it. So let me know what you think about that. And I will discuss it, or will think about it. But there it is, guys. That's going to be it for the Belgian Grand Prix. If you did enjoy it, drop a like on the video. That would be absolutely awesome. And we do actually go and make one upgrade for this video. But anyway, as you can see in the Drivers' Championship, we now pull away even further, from Lewis Hamilton. After he failed to score points, and we managed to score points. Hamilton struggling in this race in Belgium. Ricciardo and Verstappen close behind now. Lewis Hamilton in the constructor standings. I believe we pulled away from Red Bull because I've gained 7 points on them, and we pulled away by 6 points on Red Bull. So not a massive amount of points pulled away, but we have gone further ahead of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. So all looking good for us at the moment at the halfway point really of this season. We're now up to 570 resource points, and you can see there Ricciardo and myself in the rivalry getting nice and close as we come towards the pick end of this rivalry. Career score no one really cares about, and we are going to make an upgrade, which is the fuel efficiency upgrade. And until then, guys, I will see you for the Italian Grand Prix next time. Take care. Peace.